today's video. In today's video, I'll be doing a 2024 election prediction between Kamala Harris and Elise Stefanik. I've seen Stefanik's name been pronounced differently. I think I've seen it be pronounced like Stefanik or something. So please comment down below how you pronounce it. I'm not certain if I'm pronouncing it right. Also, this is technically yesterday's video. It's currently 12:20 a.m. Not 12:21. So yeah. Also, I'm gonna try to do this fairly quickly. And also, most of my family's either asleep or in bed. Right now, so I'm not trying to be terribly loud. So just labeling all the likely states. Atlanta United played today. That was kind of sad. We lost to Orlando again. But on the bright side, looks like we're getting Almeida, which is nice. Alabama. There we go. Here we are. So in New Mexico, I see Harris having enough appeal to Hispanic and Latino voters, and Stefanik being weak enough with oil workers, and in Nebraska's second. I could really see Stefanik being all over the radar in terms of suburban strength, from like really bad or fairly strong. But they're going to continue to shift either way, and Harris has enough suburban appeal regardless. Minnesota, Harris has enough appeal, and Minneapolis enough appeal to the suburbs, where Stefanik is going to get less rural turnout and do worse with the working class. Maine at large, Stefanik's probably going to do better with white rural college educated voters, but it's still probably going to be likely. Virginia, Harris is going to do well enough for the black vote, do well enough in the DC suburbs. Stefanik is going to struggle to turn out enough rural voters. For Stefanik's likely states, Iowa, I see Iowa turnout just being down as a whole, so Stefanik still carrying it likely. Nebraska's first, the suburbs will continue to shift away from Stefanik and should probably get less rural turnout. Kansas, fairly similar thing in the suburbs, same fairly similar thing with rural turnout. Missouri, Stefanik's going to get less rural turnout. Harris is going to do well enough, or retain enough turnout from St. Louis and Kansas City to be able to only lose it likely. Indiana, Harris is going to retain enough turnout from Indianapolis and Gary, where Stefanik is going to struggle probably with rural voters and probably struggle with the working class. South Carolina, Stefanik is going to get less rural turnout. Harris is going to do well enough with the black vote. Fairly similar thing in Mississippi. Alaska, Stefanik is probably going to struggle with oil workers, and I see more and more Native American voters turning out, shifting it to the left regardless, but Harris doing well enough with Native American voters to be able to only lose it likely. My mic might have just moved away, so apologies if the audio got kind of weird right there. For Harris's lean states, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Georgia. So in Nevada, Stefanik's going to get less rural turnout. Harris is going to win enough Hispanic and Latino voters. Across Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, with Michigan being in the middle, or with Pennsylvania being in the middle, Michigan being the most liberal or the farthest to the left, and Wisconsin being the farthest to the right. Harris is going to get enough, retain enough black turnout. She's going to do well enough in the suburbs. Honestly, she might actually increase her black turnout. Where Stefanik's probably going to get less rural turnout and do worse with the working class. In New Hampshire, Stefanik's probably going to do well enough with white rural college educated voters that it shifts down to lean, but I could still see it easily being likely. Georgia, Stefanik's going to get less rural turnout. Harris is going to do well enough with the black vote. For Stefanik's lean states, she gets Texas, Florida, Ohio, and Maine second. Texas, Stefanik's going to get less rural turnout. Harris is going to do well enough for the Hispanic and Latino vote and do well enough in the suburbs, so I don't see it moving on to being tilt. Florida, Stefanik, I actually considered this earlier. For whatever reason, I was considering actually it to be significantly narrower than lean. I was considering it actually potentially going to Harris, but in hindsight, that was kind of stupid. Because yes, Stefanik is probably going to struggle with older white voters and with suburbanites, but I don't see Harris having loads of appeal to older white voters, since Stefanik probably has more appeal than Trump. And Harris is probably gonna do better with Hispanic Latino voters, but even despite the suburban and Hispanic Latino gain for Harris, A, Stefanik is gonna get gains in the suburbs. B, Trump still carried it by an abnormally large amount, and that'll probably still be lean, if not a pretty high tilt. And in Ohio, Stefanik is gonna get less rural turnout. Harris is gonna do well enough with the black vote, do well enough in the suburbs, and Stefanik is gonna struggle with the working class. And for Harris's tilt state, she gets Arizona and North Carolina. I actually think North Carolina is probably going to vote to the left of Arizona in this scenario. Arizona, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to give it to Harris narrowly, but it could easily go to Stefanik. I see that realistically Stefanik has turned too Trumpist to be able to have, or for her to have loads and loads of appeal to traditional conservatives in the suburbs. Enough of them just won't turn out. Harris is going to do well enough with Hispanic and Latino voters that she nearly carries it. North Carolina, Stefanik's going to struggle with rural voters and with the working class, whereas Harris is going to do well enough with the black vote and do well enough in the suburbs that she carries it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. Stay tuned for my next video tomorrow, or significantly later today. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please comment your suggestions down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!